Pursue what you wanna do, this is your time. See what you wanna go do, you have to follow through. This is your life, your time. Hey, you know, say you're tuned into Yard Pree TV with the assistant Ashley Irae, coming in, bringing you them natural ice. Up, up, up.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, viewers and subscribers worldwide tuned in to Yard Pree TV. Today, we are here with our special guest, international recording artist Ashley Irae. Wagwan, Ashley?
Blessed love, wagwan.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Give thanks for you being here in Jamaica, and especially on Yard Pree TV. We really appreciate love that, see?
Big up Yard Pree TV.
Every time, every time. So Ashley, for those who may not know, right? Where are you originally from?
Well, me was born in LA, city of LA, the city of Los Angeles. And then, you know, we moved to Florida as we started traveling to Jamaica back and forth. But eventually me just come to Jamaica to live, you know? So that me a free now.
Yeah, give thanks to that. Give thanks to that. So how did you get the name Ashley Irae?
Well, my birth name is Ashley Irae, R-A-E. So, true, we know the powers of the Most High, the powers of Rastafari. We bring the I to everything to raise the frequency. So that's where the Irae comes from.
So, for you, Ashley, as a child, growing up, saying, what was it like growing up for you in the state of California?
As a youth, you know, I went through a whole heap of trials and tribulations. It's like a different lifetime, you see it?
Yeah.
So, true to the city life and all them things, they get caught up in a lot of illegal things and, you know, drugs and alcohol and all them type of things. But they give thanks to overcome that through the power of Rastafari, music, and, you know, yoga, meditation, same way. So it was alright, but I never really felt like I fit in LA, that type of a vibe, you know?
I know your energy that. You know them vibes.
Yeah.
So, Ashley, at what age did you discover the art and the gift of singing?
Like around age 8 or 9. So I started performing like in 3rd grade, you know, in school and things like that. And that's when I really started just writing. I was always writing. Even though I was just starting to learn to play the keys at that age. But I was always just writing songs and would remember them in my head and just sing them all the time, you know? So,
That's good. So, when you discovered that you have the gift of singing, like, who were some of the people, like the artists musically, as well as the genres, that helped to influence you growing up?
Definitely a whole heap of soul, whole heap of R&B, anything with like just soulful energy that really always stuck to me, you know, because that's the way that I sing, straight from the heart, straight from the soul. So artists like Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, even like Celine Dion, and even some of them country artists that had that soul, like Martina McBride, Faith Hill, and them things. But the true, I started singing all types of different music, like I said, from soul to R&B to country. Those are the type of things I would perform. To even like some soulful, like a little bit of pop related, not too pop, but always have that soulful energy, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Good, clean music.
yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
So tell me something. At what point in your life did you first heard reggae music, and what level of impact it had on your life when you just heard it for the first time?
Yeah, when we just heard it, I would say I was around like 12. And my mom would play a lot of Bob Marley. She liked Bob Marley. But as far as the impact that it had on me, very positive. At a younger age, it was more like I wasn't really conscious of the lyrics per se, but I just could feel the positive energy from like, you know, the power of the words and the power of the sound. And then it wasn't until I reached like 16, 17 that I really started listening to reggae music more. As we started to discover the powers of herb as well.
Yeah.
You know, to lift up your consciousness. But then it's like, you know, as they went through them trials and tribulations at those younger times, especially as a teenager, we didn't really reach a true spiritual awakening until like the year like 2012, 2013, around there. That was the time that we come forward to reggae music and come forward to the roots and culture, because I had an awakening of African rhythm and spirit within myself. So once I had that, that's when I really started diving in and studying it. You know, studying it as a musician, studying it as an artist, studying the roots music, studying Haile Selassie, Empress Mennonite, her story, the history, you know. So that time is when it really started to become rooted in me, you know.
Okay. So the message and everything. Right. So, all right. After you got the spiritual awakening, so to speak, when was the first time you actually wrote and recorded a reggae song?
A reggae song, that would be like 2016. I started playing with a band in California, in LA, called Humble Servant Band. And that's when I started actually recording like my first reggae song. True, I never released it because I never moved forward with that band. But that was the time. True, I said that I played keys, right, when I was like 8. And then as I got older, I started first teaching myself how to play the ukulele. And then from that, the guitar. So the ukulele is like a little Hawaiian instrument. It's a smaller guitar with a sweeter sound, like 4 strings. So anyways, from that instrument, I started teaching myself how to play guitar, which I really stuck to the guitar. And then from that point forward, that's when I started writing more reggae music. 2017 is when I really first released my first single as Ashley Irae, Roots of the Seed. And we just want to big up my family in Long Beach, California, Sony Eye Studios and Sultry Dubs, because them are the realest, for real. You already know. So they, we did a lot of work together. We continue to, but Sony Eye Studios was the one that may come to, and him produce that track. And we just bring in the bass line and like the progression, you know, the melody, and then we just create from there.
That's great. So let me ask you this. On your musical journey, and you discover the talent and everything, what were some of the tribulations you faced in the music industry?
All different things, you know. Music teaches you patience. True. But definitely just exposure. You can have so much talent and you can be so hardworking, but you still have to be patient, because nowadays it's not really only about your talent, you see it. So you have to really just be patient and keep making connections with people, you know, because that's what it's all about. So that would be one of the struggles. Next struggle would just be like financially, you know, not really having like a whole big budget to work with, or like a whole big team to work with. But I mean, I really like to focus on the struggles, because I mean, I like to just focus on what is working, like what I am doing that is working, you know. Sure, me aware of the struggles that are there, but I just focus on what is working, the people around me that are working, the people I continue to link with, like the iSelf.
Yes, sir. Good time.
And we just focus on that, what is working.
Focus is the key word.
Yes.
Definitely.
Focus. Because where your energy goes, focus flows, and the same way, vice versa. Where your focus goes, energy flows. So.
Speaking about focus and energy, it has been said and it has been known as well that you're very good when it comes to teaching yoga to people that is to people that is in need of help physically, spiritually, you know what I mean, or even mentally too.
Yeah, man, and emotionally.
Yeah, so tell us how, like, cause we're gonna get back into the music, but tell us how that journey came about, you know.
Yeah, the connection with yoga.
How you indulge in yoga, and how did it affect your life? How you use it to heal your life, as well as to help the lives of many others.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Well, the true meaning of yoga is to link or unify, to become one with. You know, so the first time that I had that initial spiritual awakening, you know, I had a voice just come in and tell me that you're here to change the world, mysterious, you know. And I always carry that with me, and then I just started getting these little pushes like, go take a yoga class, go meditate. And so when you have a spiritual awakening, when you go through many near-death experiences, you know, this is how people start to have spiritual awakenings and come out of, you know, rough or dark times in their lives. So when you have that, you initially want to go within yourself. You stop looking for answers outside, or stop trying to think that the solution is outside of your own mind. So with that, as soon as I had my first yoga class, it was like, whoa, just breathing and moving and rooting the seed of life just flowing through me, and just like I really connected to it. And then from that moment forward, I also had that connection to be like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do. You're a teacher, you're a leader. So then I started immediately studying and training in yoga, all types of yoga, many trainings, from Hatha yoga to Ashtanga to Kundalini, and then finally to the root, which is Kemetic, right? Or everything comes from Africa, ancient Egypt. So speaking of Kemet, you know, that's where the roots of Rastafari comes. Rastafari, the Most High Creator. And, you know, we can trace back the lineage of Haile Selassie to the lineage of many kings in Kemet, and same way with Empress Menenai to many queens in Kemet. So, the lineage, the connection is real, right? It's a very powerful ancestral connection that is connected to all races. Yes, of course, the black people are the roots of humanity, you know, and I honor that. But we all still come from that. So therefore it still runs through everybody, you know, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. So yoga really changed my life, because when you practice yoga, you are coming into a state of ma'at, meaning harmony, balance, and really ultimately meaning to cease the fluctuations of the mind. So yes, you get a physical exercise, right? But it's not just about the physical at all. That's just the smallest percentage of it. You know, it's really about the mental and emotional aspects and strengths and powers that you gain within yourself. You know, things like clairvoyance and telepathy and, you know, these higher consciousness types of thinking and liberty. You know, these were the ways of the people of Kemet that were real people. They weren't just mythical people like Babylon want you to believe, that them spread a whole heap of myths out there. So for me, as I found yoga, I found Rastafari. I found the liberty of Rastafari within myself. It's a truth within yourself. That no matter where you come from, your skin color, where you look like, it's a truth within yourself. And the more you just resonate and you just free up, then, you know, the more that I started to learn and grow, and I continue to. But I give thanks to be able to teach people, you know, because as I teach people, I learn myself. That's how it goes.
Powerful words.
You teach, you learn. Each one teach one, right? So
Powerful phrase that you just said.
I've been teaching for like 6 years now, or like 6 or 7 years, and I've been practicing for like 8 or 9 years, consistently, every day. So
you're an all-rounder. You're an artist, a musician, a yoga teacher. Would you say you're a spiritual advisor? Would you say that? You can say that? Can't forget it.